And to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phono with Mr. Ahmed Badr, tourism expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you and all the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Well, Mr. Badr, what is the importance of the award obtained that the museum have succeeded in receiving?
The National Museum of Egyptian Civilization is, since the parade of the golden pharaohs, the golden mummies,
yes,
it's becoming very known museum all around the world. The parade was an amazing event that the whole world was watching, and I mean that because the tourism experts, we had many requests after this parade to go and visit the museum, and so many people saw it, whether they are agents or normal tourists, and they watched it with package. It was really a great success. So having this award, that means this museum is becoming a world-class museum. And this is what we really need, especially nowadays. You know, the Egyptian Museum is, for me, is one of the best museums in the world. But the fact is becoming, a bit old. The showcases are not that up to date. It's becoming really, as we say, out of time. But I'm sure this will be fixed as soon as the Grand Egyptian Museum will be opened, which also the whole world is looking for it. They will. I know that the ministry will close it and they will renovate it and restore it, and they will reopen it again as part of the museum, showing our great history, alongside with the Grand Egyptian Museum that will host and show the great collection of the Incas, and the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, which is hosting the royal mummies, which is highlight of this museum. So this gives us an idea about the new trends and the new ways of showing our history that is now going with the world trends and showing the treasures of the history all around the world.
Yes, Mr. Badr, what makes the the Museum of Civilization unique or different from any other museum, and a very important museum? Is it because it, as you've just mentioned, of course, it received the mummies 1 year ago, and also it encompasses a number of the things and the tools and the costumes that many civilizations and the Egyptian civilization have used during their daily life. Could you give us an idea about this?
Well, of course, as I said, the highlight are the royal mummies, the kings and queens who ruled ancient Egypt. Some of them are really famous, like King Ramses II, King Moses III, Queen Hatshepsut, and many others. They're extremely famous, and people travel the world to come and see them. So this is the highlight of this museum. And also, the other thing is, as you said, it's showing the daily life of the Egyptians throughout the history. From the ancient times, we have a skeleton for an Egyptian who lived 35,000 years ago, with some of the tools he used at that time. So we are talking about almost 30,000 years before King Mina, who unites Egypt, Upper Egypt, and Lower Egypt. So that really old, very, very old, and gives us an idea about the real history of Egypt. It's not just 4 or 5,000 years ago, not much older than this. And also, the location of the museum itself, the size of it, and the lake, Phosphate Lake, in the premises of the museum, it gives it a unique point of attraction. The lake will be open soon, I know this, with some activities in it. They have like small boats to go around it. They will have places to go, restaurants and cafes. So this is another unique attraction for the tourists, and even if it needs to go whether day or night. So all these things together give this museum unique place in the itinerary for touristic programs in Egypt.
Yes.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are, Mr. Badr, what are the most pavilions that are most visited inside the Museum of Civilization? The partitions, yes, yes.
Again, it's, well, for now, the museum just two sections. The lower section with the royal mummies, and the upper section with some pieces from the different eras of Egyptian history, from three dynasties to ancient Egyptian time, to Roman, Greek-Roman time, to Coptic, to Islamic, until the beginning of 20th century. So together they are forming the museum, which for now the visit it's a really nice visit. It's not easy. It's not that hard. It takes around maximum 2.5 hours. So it's an easy trip through Egyptian history, whether for foreigners or Egyptians. So I think there will be other pieces to show in this museum, but I think it will be done after the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum.
Yes. So, Mr. Badr, the Museum of Civilization is classified as a friendly, environment friendly museum. So, could you give us why? Why is it classified as this?
Excuse me, can you repeat that again?
The Museum of Civilization is classified as an environmental friendly museum.
Okay. Well, because they are trying to use environmental friendly sources of power, electricity, and also all the greenery around the museum. There's so much greenery around the museum and around the lake, Phosphate Lake. And also inside, they use some friendly, environment-friendly materials for building the museum itself and for the showing of the pieces. So that's why it's an environmental-friendly museum.
Yes. Actually, recently, a number of famous people have visited the Museum of Civilization. What is the importance of these visits and the famous people taking photos inside the museum? How would this improve or boost the tourism in Egypt, and especially that recently the museum was visited by the Queen of Spain?
Once again, the museum is taking its place, normal, I would say, normal place with within the attractions of Egypt and attractions of Cairo, after the amazing event of the Royal Mummy's Parade. So everybody knew about this museum. Now all the travel companies, Egyptian and foreign companies, they are adding this museum as part of their programs and itineraries to Cairo. It is becoming a must-see. It's becoming something like the pyramids and the Egyptian museum, something must-see, and everybody's asking about it. Whether they are normal tourists or celebrities, whoever the celebrities are. And now we saw some really famous worldwide celebrities came to Egypt to visit, like the Queen of Spain, like Francesco Totti, the famous Italian player, like Ivanka Trump, the daughter of President Trump, the ex-president of the United States, and many, many, many others. And they're posting these pictures for them in Egypt on their personal social media accounts, whether Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. So, and these people, they have millions of followers. So, posting these pictures and saying good things, good comments about being in Egypt, about places, about being at the pyramids, being at the National Museum, being at the Egyptian Museum. That gives us also great marketing and advertising, which I would say is free marketing and advertising to Egypt. So people will, if you just see these pictures and if you see the comments from their followers, all of them are saying either good comments or they want to come and visit these places like these people because, you know, I'm following someone, so I like him or love him, so I trust their ideas, I trust their choices, so whatever they do, I will follow. So this is the power of the celebrities and the power of the social media nowadays.
Yes, Mr. Badr, recently the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities have launched an initiative in order to attract the fans of attending the World Cup 2022 in Qatar to visit Egypt, and made a special program and facilities for the holders of the Haya card who are participating in the World Cup. And among the program provided for the fans is the National Museum of Civilization. How do you see the importance of this?
That was a good move from the ministry. We all know there are thousands and millions of supporters who will go after their teams to support in the World Cup, and many of them, all know there are not so many places, hotels and accommodation places in Qatar. So many went to Emirates, to Saudi Arabia, and even to Egypt. So that was a good move from the ministry here to attract some of these supporters to come and stay in Egypt, so they can come, stay, visit, enjoy, and then just be a 4-hour flight to Qatar where they can go and support their teams and back again to Egypt or go back to the country. Again, this will be a good thing for marketing and bringing more tourism to Egypt.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Mr. Ahmed Badr, tourism expert. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.